began to shape me, and I became a very angry person very early on in life. But I had this drive to keep going, and then I had athletic ability, natural God-given athletic ability, that I was just excelling at a very young age and continued to. In school, I was not a student. I wanted to go outside and play. When we had to do book reports, and I tried to explain to my parents and the teachers, hey, when I read, I don't visualize anything. Okay, and then I can't remember it, and I go back and have to reread it, and I got frustrated, and I'm like, forget this. So I did not have good grades, but back then they didn't know about medical stuff like they do today, and I was just deemed that I just didn't want to do it, or that I was lazy, or in my mind, when hearing them talk, I was stupid. Okay, and that begins to shape you. Okay, and program you, beliefs, values. Okay. And as I continued to play sports, I got better and better and better. And my dream was to play athletic sports professionally, baseball, football, soccer, whatever it was. And as I developed, very early, I began to have, I became involved with girls very early in life. And that shocked a whole lot of people. So I had all of these things going on in my life, and at all times I felt like, from my family, the teachers, the environment around me, that there was something wrong with me. I was developing so fast. Couldn't get good grades. All of this stuff, and just it was very negative on me, and there always felt like this pressure that I didn't fit. Okay, hopefully my sharing my story helps people kind of connect to their own story and remember that, hey, this is the stuff that programmed us in the past, but it doesn't have to define us. And if you have resilience, and I've always had that resilience to keep going and pushing harder and having that drive in anything, I wanted to experience life. I have this overwhelming amount of passion in everything I do. And so that continued on, where my athletic skills kept building and building and building, to the point where now it was the next level. Now I'm next step closer to that professional athlete. And I had a career-ending injury. Broke a bone in my foot. Had bone grafts done to it multiple times, where they cut bone out and fused it in, and it's supposed to make it stronger. I lost scholarship. My life fell apart, spiraled out of control, and you've heard me say this a couple of times before, I'm sure, if you've heard me before. And I didn't know I couldn't, just like my whole life, I had no ability to manage my mindset or my emotions. And I had rage my whole life that I couldn't even understand or make any dent in fixing it. Nothing made any difference. And I spiraled out of control. Two of my closest friends died. I tried cocaine. I got extremely addicted to drugs, alcohol, and things spiraled out of control. I made 1 year at UW-Milwaukee and left. I ended up living in a very unsavory place in Milwaukee, where I'm from, where I shouldn't have even come out alive. And I did. And I look back and I'm like, wow, God had a plan for me. Okay, and I look back, and there's so many other things I could share with you. I'm just trying to keep this brief. But the resilience, the drive, the passion for life, okay? The depression of everything, the addiction, the success, the failure, okay? And after I recovered from treatment, I went back to Concordia University and graduated with a psychology degree. My girlfriend became pregnant. I had twin daughters. I was holding them in my arms at graduation. My wife left us for drugs and alcohol when my twins were 2.5, when my girls were 2.5. Left us like we didn't exist. Life spiraled out of control more. Thank God I had my adopted parents that helped me. Okay, but still, rage, addiction, all of this stuff was going on. Failed business, failed relationships, career, all of that. Then I remarried. Years later, that was a mistake. And had another child with that marriage, and lost a business in that marriage. So, I'm sharing these things because I want people to realize, our past happened, yes, that programs us, that shapes us, but it doesn't define us. Okay, my life kept spiraling out of control for the majority of my life. Addiction, relationship, career problems, lost another business, and then remarried, still having the issues. Okay, till it came to that point where I wanted to end it all, and then God put resources in my path to help heal me and train me. By Paul McKenna, Dr. Richard Bandler. I'm so grateful to them, and they shared with me. I am gifted, and one of my purposes is to help others regain control of their mind and manage their emotional states. That's how I became a hypnotherapist and a neuro-linguistic programming practitioner, NLP. Combining those things creates magic for people to clear away the bad coding that's not them, that doesn't define them, and unlock their true code to greatness that does define them and points them in their purpose. Makes life a whole lot easier, happier, where they can perform at their best in sports, in life, whatever it is. I help professional athletes. I help non-athletes. My focus, my passion about it is really, the biggest one is kids 10 years old to 18, helping them get all of the mental mindset programming, confidence, resilience, drive, motivation, bounce back, focus, identity, true leadership, grit, all of these things at an early age, the things that are not being taught in mindset, make it much easier and upgrade their mind with these things and unlock their code to greatness so they can be their best in sports and immediately in life. Because at some point, sports are going to end, and regardless, life is a sport. Okay, so I'm passionate about this mission that I'm on and this purpose that God has given me to help people. And that's why I called my original company Freedom and Healing. Free the mind from all the garbage and trauma from the past and heal from it and move forward, not erasing those because they're part of your character and experience, but leveraging them because they happened for us. I realized that everything happened for me, not to me. Now, I'm better than I've ever been, helping people all over the world by Zoom. Everything is done by Zoom, making it simple, easy, efficient, fast, fun, transformational, and permanent. Go to freedomandhealing.com. Schedule a free discovery call. I want to talk to you and help you understand how this works, because my mission is to help improve the world one person at a time. God bless. Have a great day. I hope something in this message connected with you, and I look forward to speaking with you